Today I would love your help. This week I've been working on our mantle in the reception room and I have a decision to make and I just can't make my mind up. So I thought that you would be able to help me. So I'm going to ask you a question and ask for your opinion a little bit later in today's video. And I'm also going to show you where I've got to with the mantle and the trim and the chair rail and all that work I've been doing this week. And we also have some exciting news about our video next week. So let me show you what we've been up to. So I've just created myself a little production line to start painting all of the chair rail. And one of the things, we want this room to really feel like the authentic period, you know, back in the day in the 1800s. And back then paneling was very, very popular. And so we are creating a similar look. Now paneling these days, with the price of wood, is very, very expensive. So we have come up with a creative way. So as you know, we've already painted the bottom part of the wall in the off-white. So I'm just painting these chair rails, which is going to be the top, the piece that goes between the green and the off-white. And then we're going to add some wood pieces to the bottom, to the off-white pieces underneath the chair rail to make it look like paneling, and they'll all be painted the same color. And I think it's going to work really, really well. I'm excited to see it all up. But the first job is obviously to get these chair rails painted and get them 2 coats on them so they're ready to go up. I've already done my second coat on the walls. So the ceiling and the walls are all finished. So now I'm really just working on the trim. And then the big feature piece obviously for the room is the mantle, and that is going to be my next project. So several people have suggested that we actually keep the mantle like this because it looks so good, and we have considered that, but if it's very hard to see on the video, but when you get very close to it, the paint is all yellowing and it's definitely looking quite tired. So we are going to paint it. And so today I'm going to start with some primer because I just want to ensure that these dark patches don't bleed through onto my off-white. So I'm just going to start by giving it a coat of primer and then it'll be ready for its top coat. So now the fun part begins. I'm putting on my first coat of the off-white. I'm just wondering whether it's going to cover this black. Even though I have primed it, you can still see quite a lot of it through the primer, but I think it seems to be covering it pretty well. But I've been waiting to see this mantle painted for such a long time, and so I am very excited to see the first coat go on, and then I can start thinking about the corbels we're going to add and the detail and how we do that. And I have a question for you that you'll have to stay tuned because I just need your advice on your opinion as to what we should do about adding detail to this. So stay tuned and I'm going to ask you a question and you can give us your input as to what you think would be best to do. Now obviously this will have a second coat that will go on once this is dry. But it makes a huge difference already just to see it painted without the black marbling, and I gotta say I quite like it. So this week, as I've been painting the mantle, and it still needs its second coat, but I've been thinking about what detail we put on to make this really special. And if you remember a while ago, we picked up these 2 corbels. I've got 2 of them exactly the same. We actually picked them up at the auction, and we've decided that we're going to add these to our mantle. Now, this is where the big question comes, because I cannot decide whether we leave them in gold and add the detail to the mantle in gold, where we would then have the gold corbels and then perhaps put some detail up here, which we would paint gold, and maybe a piece in the middle. Or do we paint these in the same off-white and keep it so it's all the same colors and just perhaps put a little bit of detail on with some gold? But I really feel as if this mantle needs something to make it pop. It's such a beautiful room in here. There's so many of the period features and the charm with the detail. I just really want this to be special. So I'm trying to decide whether these corbels, whoops, there we go. The corbels should go on in gold, and so it would give the contrast, or whether I should paint them in the off-white and then just put a little bit of detail. So like I say, we're gonna put the corbels on each end, and then we're gonna put in some little detail here, which I think I'm gonna make gold, and probably some detail in the middle. So what do you think? Do you think we should stick and keep it gold, or do you think I should paint them white? So comment below and let me know, because I need help. I just can't decide. I keep looking at it and I keep going back and forth, and I'm not sure. So let me know your thoughts, and then I will be able to tell you what we decide. But these are just such beautiful corbels that I kind of almost, I don't really want to paint them. They look so beautiful in gold. But whatever is best for the mantle is what we'll do. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. So next week's episode of the Lady Smith Manor Diaries is going to be a little bit different, because I'm going to be recording it quite early. I'm actually off to Newfoundland, Rocky Harbour in Newfoundland on Monday. I've been accepted onto a leadership and innovation in tourism program, and I'm just so excited to be able to go and spend 4 or 5 days with a group of peers and very talented coaches, and we are going to be working as a group to develop a very special and unique experience for here at Lady Smith Manor. So each of the participants in the course brings an idea and a concept of what they're working on in their business, and as a group we then all work together to develop our different experiences. So I have a very special experience that I have been planning for a while, and so I'm going to be taking that concept and working on it over the next few months. Next week is the in-person component of the course, like I say, up in Rocky Harbour, and then over the next 6 to 8 months I'll be working with the group to develop this experience to be something very, very special, which you're going to be able to enjoy by coming to the manor. So I'm not going to give you an idea of what it is yet. I will keep that till I'm a little bit further down in my planning and development process. But I'm thrilled to be able to go to Newfoundland. I've never been there before. I've heard amazing things. If you have any experience of Newfoundland, you've got a place that you think is your favorite part, or you have anything that you think I should try while I'm there, let me know. I'd love to hear. And I will be posting on Instagram stories about my adventures next week. So you can follow me there while I'm in Newfoundland, and then when I get back I will be sharing my adventures with you on the next episode of the Lady Smith Manor Diaries. So next week I am going to be recording next week's episode a little bit early, so it will still go live next Thursday. You'll still see me next Thursday, even though I won't actually be here, and then the following week I'm going to share my experiences in Newfoundland. So I look forward to seeing you back here next week for our next episode of the Lady Smith Manor Diaries.